I'm going to read a section from Section 13, Hazardous Substances, Waste, Toxic Chemicals, and Heavy Metals. B, Hazardous Chemicals, page 717. G, Endocrine Disruptors. In 1997, the International Forum on Chemical Safety, IFCS, undertook a major study of chemicals that disrupt the endocrine hormone system, so-called endocrine disruptors, which, among other things, threaten developmental and reproductive damage. Early scientific knowledge indicates that these synthetic chemicals pose unusual challenges to policymakers and regulators, not only because of the chemicals, which include PCBs, dioxin, and furans, but are so widespread, but also for several other reasons. Effects are often non-carcinogenic. Effects may not be felt directly by the person exposed, but rather by that person's offspring. Sometimes several decades later, effects may be caused by a single hit at a particular time in development. Effects may occur at extremely low concentrations, e.g. parts per trillion, and some of the chemicals may be more dangerous at low concentrations than at high ones. See generally Theo Colburn, Diane Dumanovsky, and John Peterson Myers Are Stolen Future, 1996. Other initiatives include an international workshop on endocrine disrupting chemicals held at the Smithsonian Institution in January 1997, which aimed to review the status of national and regional assessments on the state of the science of endocrine disruptors, explore the perspective of developing countries and countries with economies in transition on the issue of endocrine disruptors, discuss the need for an international science assessment of endocrine disruptors, and identify opportunities and open a dialogue for international cooperation that could advance our understanding of the endocrine disruptor issue. I will put the specific URL in the text of the video. Also in 1997, the OECD initiated the Special Activity on Endocrine Disruptors Testing and Assessment with the objectives to provide a set of internationally recognized and harmonized testing guidelines and testing and assessment strategies for regulatory use that would avoid duplication of testing and thus save resources, including animals. Again, this URL, insofar as it's still active. The Global Assessment of the State of the Science of Endocrine Disruptors was published in August 2002 by the International Program on Chemical Safety, IPCS, in connection with UNEP, WHO, and ILO, and provides a comprehensive review of the global peer-reviewed scientific literature where the associations between environmental exposures and adverse outcomes have been demonstrated or hypothesized to occur via mechanisms of endocrine disruption. Then it has these URLs. Here's a question. Hormone replacement therapy? Gender-affirming care. Presumably, both the governor of Texas and the attorney general, or the alleged attorney general of Texas, tried to make a case about hormone replacement therapy and gender-affirming care as child abuse. Did you actually mean chemical warfare? This, August 2002, is 20 years before August 2022. Then we've got 1997 and 1997. How soon was that before 2007? What happened in 2007? That would have been relevant by 2017. And that would have been very important in time for a forced conversion 5 years later in 2022. By the way, my name is Charity Colleen Crouse. You should already have talked to me in person before you did any of this.